Cuomo unveiled his proposed 2012-2013 spending plan just a few hours ago. You saw the governor's address live right here on News 12. Our own Doug Geed is covering this major story for you live from Albany. He begins our team coverage now with what the $132 billion budget means to the island. Doug?
All right, Stone. Well, like most things in life, there's good news and bad news in terms of what the state budget means for Long Island. The good news is that the news isn't as bad as last year.
This is an honest and that is a disciplined budget. There is no sale of state assets, no one-shots, no new fees, no new taxes, no new hidden surprises.
While not as mountainous as last year's $10 billion deficit, this year's $2 billion budget shortfall still means a lot of belt-tightening. After slashing aid to schools last year, Governor Cuomo has proposed a modest 4% increase this year. But he tied it to districts implementing new teacher evaluations. And much of the increase will go to low-income districts, meaning many Long Island schools may not see much of an increase at all.
The 4% statewide increase in school aid is not likely to filter down to most Long Island districts, which are wealthier, so by formula, they won't benefit.
But in what's seen as good news for Long Island, the governor's budget has the state picking up a larger share of Medicaid costs. That will lower the amount that counties have to pay.
I think it's going to move the state forward, and the unfunded mandate relief portion of it is going to be huge for our county back home, especially Nassau County, where our property taxpayers are really hurting.
All in all, State Senate Majority Leader Dean Skelos of Rockville Center liked what he heard.
Well, I thought it was a great speech. We're once again going to balance this budget without raising taxes.
Does it sound like an agenda that you as Republicans can fully embrace? There was a lot of cooperation last year with the Senate Republicans. Do you see that again this year?
Yeah, I mean, we are certainly, I would expect that we're going to have our differences, but the public expects us to work together. We need to work together.
All right, the governor's budget calls for construction projects involving hundreds of bridges and roads across New York. It also calls for a huge convention center at Aqueduct Racetrack in Queens. It all goes before state legislators who meet in that Capitol building behind me. They're supposed to vote on a budget by April 1st. We're live in Albany. Doug Geed, News 12 Long Island. Stone?
All right, everyone cooperating. That's unusual to see. Thank you, Doug. Well, if you'd like to see more of the governor's budget address, just go to channel 612 on your IO digital cable box and click on IO Extra.